So today we're gonna run Kullaleden.
Yeah.
70 kilometers, fun. It's a Kullamannen trail pretty much.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And perhaps we're gonna make some time for a swim, like halfway in Mölle. That would be great. Yeah. Let's get to it. Let's go.
It was a little bit unclear where the start was, but now we started anyway, so hopefully this was the start. So the idea today is to do a little bit of running film, but also give an update on the training. And I don't think I have given an update on that since April. It's about time. Yeah, so what have I been doing in training lately? Didn't give an update since April or something like that, but in May I had the Snowdonia race. So yeah, I mean that was not really an A race, but more of an adventure for me. So but I did go in for a tapering period before slowing down the last week, and then we had a long car travel as well where I couldn't do much. So the race itself went really well. I felt strong all the way, and yeah, I mean it was controlled. You can watch that movie up there, put the link up. But then so the recovery, what do you do and how much damage did I have? So my feet was pretty messed up. It took 2 months before I got all the sensation back in my feet, and the muscular damage was kind of severe as well, so it took a while to get back. But what I usually do is to get on my bike as soon as possible, just do easy riding. I think that really helps with the speeding up the recovery and everything. So let's say for the first 2 weeks I was mostly randomly enjoying the bike, and then after that I was going into a proper training block before Lavaredo as well. I didn't do much hill training at all for the whole year, so I did manage to put in some hill sessions on the treadmill. It was more like 10% incline and you know, like 8 minutes interval or something like that. So more interval training on the uphill, but yeah, at least two to three sessions of that type of hill work, which helped, and then some other speed session. And felt going into Lavaredo, felt like the form was coming up. I was really strong actually, and the last week of tapering we were down in Italy in the mountains, so you could not really sit still and just wait for the race. Of course we were out in the mountains, we did some big days on the bike, some massive climbs, and then yeah, some hiking and running along the course as well. So that was really good. But then on the race in Lavaredo, that was not my day. It was a bit of a disaster really. So go and check that out in that link up there. It was a good race, beautiful, but I had too much problem with my stomach, unfortunately. Nice, very nice. And so this is Oril. Looking forward to have a ice cream break, and behind Oril you can see kind of the Kullaberg mountain or the Kullaberg hill at least, rising from the sea. We are in Oril and we're gonna have an ice cream break. I actually had a lot of problems with my blood sugar, so it's good to train on managing that as well.
So 3.
Big choice here.
So you're going for this one.
Selecting 3, but then missing out on 10. And so I was supposed to meet Kullamannen himself here, Högren, but he could not make it. Told him 1 o'clock and now it's 1:45, so...
Yeah.
Now we have 8 or 9 kilometers to the lighthouse.
Yep.
It's another chance for Kullamannen himself to meet up, or maybe he bail out again.
Great. Almost there.
This is the highest point of the course, I think, but In the race we actually go opposite directions, we're coming down here. And it's gonna be all dark, so you don't really see this fantastic view. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, the highest peak. And we're gonna go down along the coast all the way to Helsingborg, but first we're gonna go to the lighthouse. Very different from running here in November. Approaching the lighthouse. Yeah, so here is the lighthouse. It's quite nice when you come here at night. You can see the ocean and then you see the lights from the lighthouse. That's the old arrangement. We have done 30k, something like that. And we're gonna hit Mölle soon, a few more kilometers, so maybe we stop there, have something. And this might be the best part of the whole course.
Agreed. Favorite spot.
This time the race is coming up this way rather than going down. Beautiful views of the sea.
Lite kolla här.
Ja.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's a good climbing spot. Little hump.
And Lavaredo was a train crash. My stomach really collapsed and I could not perform at all. So that was not good. The only good thing about Lavaredo was that I couldn't really use my legs that much, so the recovery time was quick. And that was perfect because 3 weeks later I had a 100-mile race, Gaks. So 2 days after the Lavaredo race, I was on my bike and I could push it even. And I was biking maybe for a week mostly, but I also managed to squeeze in 2, I think, important training sessions for the Gaks. So my biggest worry going into Gaks was to keep a slow pace, start off with a slow pace. So I had 2 long runs, 30-35k ish, in the heat as well. So it was 29 degrees and the goal was really to keep the pace down, 6-minute pace, which was very difficult, but I think it was good to try to keep the pace down, but then also it was good from a heat adaptation perspective. It turned out that Gaks was pretty hot. A lot of people struggled with the heat. I didn't struggle that much, and I could also keep my pacing very well at Gaks. And that race actually went really well. I didn't make the 20-hour cut. You can watch the race up there, but for the 20-hour target, I should say, it was still good. Now it's 1.5 weeks after Gaks. Again, I started off with some easy bike riding for the first week, but I was recovering pretty fast. I mean, it was only 20 hours out on the trail compared to Snowdonia, where I was out 44 hours. And now, 1.5 weeks later, we're running 70k. Not fast, but I mean, I feel pretty much fully recovered, I would say. I don't really feel anything, so that's amazing. I'm very happy with that. Now I'm looking forward to Ringoffire. It's a 3-day stage race at the end of the month in Wales again. So total distance of 200k something. So that's gonna be very fun. And I might also squeeze in, it's a UCI gravel race close to where I live, so I mean the world tour basically on gravel racing. Yeah, so that's kind of the plans going forward. But now we might take a swim here before we go into Mulle and have a bite to eat probably. So we're done halfway now, and yeah, it's a very beautiful day.
Yeah.
Swimming maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Well, now we're approaching Höganäs, and that's where the start of Kullamannen is. It's been a beautiful day, and it's very different to run here now from running here in the dark in November. And over there you can see Kullen. So what's up next after the gravel race and the ringoffire race? Then of course that's gonna be the highlight of the whole year, is Kullamannen, 100 miles. I set myself to do it in 20 hours. That's what I set out to do in the beginning of the year. It sounded a bit crazy at the time, but I think it's doable. It's kind of this dream goal, a little bit of a stretch target, but I showed at the Gaks that I was kind of close doing 20 hours. At Gaks I failed, of course, and I was happy with the performance, but I made some mistakes, so can improve a little bit, and we have a lot of time to train as well, time to get a little bit faster and execute it even better. But of course I need everything to work in my favor. I need to have a good day, I need to have a good diabetes day, good conditions on the trail, and hopefully they don't extend it this year. Hopefully it's the same course as last year. Yeah, that's gonna be the big target for the end of this year, and that's probably the last chance of running 100 miles in 20 hours as well. Otherwise I might go out and just do it on the local trail or something, but that sounds boring. Here comes my wingman, Johan. He's super strong today. We had such a great time. Of course he's in a hurry now. We need to get to the bar before they close. So yeah, time to move. So what about 2025? What about next year? Yeah, I haven't really started thinking about that. I haven't any races planned. I might apply for UTMB, but I'm not sure. So what races should I run next year? I might still have the goal of setting doing 100 miles in 20 hours. Let's see, but yeah, it's gonna be fun also to kind of conclude the season later on and then start to plan for next year. But it's almost like soonish you have to start to plan for the races you want to run next year. Some of them sell out. I will definitely try to apply for Western States and maybe Val d'Aran. Let's see. So many races. I bumped into a Swedish ultra legend, a pioneer, someone that has been guiding the Swedish ultra community to success over the last couple of years, mainly through his podcast Medical Running. And he was now out training for his 2025 year comeback. So watch out for Stefan. Time for one more ice cream. Oh. Cheers. So we're starting with a beer. We still have 15k to go. Yeah. But we could not wait. Yeah. And it's non-alcoholic, so it's okay. Cheers. Yeah. Beer o'clock. Yeah, very cute small houses, some kind of summer houses, I guess. You look like a giant when you run by those houses. Now it's almost beer time.
Best thing you can do. Start the camera.
Now we're getting close. It's a furious pace. We just want to get done. Flying up the hills. And it's a very nice trail here actually, entering Helsingborg.
Time to fly.
Really bad timing. The beer is getting warm.
Is your summer house?
Yes. Yeah, my next summer house. It was very surprising, but the last part of this trail was the toughest. So entering Helsingborg was running along the mountain ridge in Helsingborg up and down. And that's not really what we expected. So bumpy road.
Extremely beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, and this is where it ends. We're done.
Is this the finish line?
This is the finish line. Well done.
Great.
So you can see here, we went around the whole thing. FKT here is 7 hours roughly, and if you're gonna go for it, just get prepared on all the hills in the end. So we now just need to find the hotel and the beers. Yeah, this is a nice entry into Helsingborg. Yes, we did it. Took us a long time. We were very slow, so it took us 11 hours. Not very close to the FKT. But the main problem now is that we're more than an hour late for dinner. And I think our wives are very hungry. So I don't know if they're ever gonna forgive us for running that slow. We need to step up our game. But that might be a different movie.